Let's create a remote function module, or as it's also known, Business API automation script with Process Runner. Here from the Start page in Process Runner, I've selected the new RFM BAPI technology. But before I double click and get started on this script, I'm just going to point out to you an Excel spreadsheet that I have. Here I have a list of customer numbers, and I want to download various data on these customers right to this Excel spreadsheet. Just going to minimize this now. Now I'm going to double click here. And now from this new process pop-up, I type in the name of the BAPI that I would like to utilize. I'm going to start typing with BAPI, and as I type this in, you'll notice that the search is getting more and more refined as this search box brings up all of the BAPIs across a standard ECC6 system. I'm using the word BAPI, but I'm also referring to RFMs as well. Now as I continue to type in, further detailing the name, I see the BAPI that I'm looking for, this BAPI customer get detail 2. I'm just going to double click here now, click OK, and now I log into any SAP system that I have authorization rights to across my SAP landscape. Just going to put in a username and password here. And now I'm taken into what's called the mapper ribbon of Process Runner. This is essentially the interface for the BAPI where I map my fields to my Excel spreadsheet. You'll notice that this mapper ribbon is different from the transaction ribbon in that it has 3 tabs. One for uploading to SAP, which is essentially the necessary input data for this BAPI to function properly. Download from SAP, the output from SAP, which will write to an Excel spreadsheet. Then also I have an input-output tab here for fields which may either be uploaded or downloaded from SAP. So now I need to link this BAPI automation script that I'm in the process of creating to the external Excel spreadsheet that I showed you earlier. So from this drop down here, I'm going to select Use External Excel File. Now I just find that particular Excel spreadsheet. And now I've linked this script that I'm creating to this external Excel file. I'm currently in the advanced view for this mapper ribbon, and this allows me to see which of these input fields are mandatory and which ones are optional. In this case, the company code is an optional field, but the customer number is not optional. So I must provide a customer number or numbers for this BAPI to work successfully. So I'm just going to do my drag and drop from this column A. This immediately maps then for me. I have my customer number now coming from column A. If I click on the mapping type drop down, you'll notice that this only allows me to write from Excel to SAP as I'm in the upload to SAP tab. Now if I go to the download from SAP tab, here I can select any of the fields for which I would like to get the information from SAP for these particular customers. So I'm just going to select several fields here. I have my finger on the control button as I'm clicking on these various fields. I can even skip around a little bit if I want to. So if I just scroll down a bit, I can skip some of these and just decide which ones that I would like. Now I'm going to right click on my mouse and I'm going to select Fast Map, and I'm going to select SAP to Excel, and now these fields are automatically mapped for me. And of course, you can always manually do this on an individual field by field basis as well, just selecting whatever field you would like, and you can either type in or allow for the automatic input of that map value. So now that I've selected the fields that I want to download from SAP, I can go to this last tab here, and just based on the mapping type that I select, I can choose to either download the data from SAP or send it up to SAP by just simply selecting either one of these and then filling in the appropriate map value. For this particular example, however, I'm not going to be utilizing any of the fields on this tab, so I'm just going to leave my mapping blank for this tab. And now I'm going to go over to the Home ribbon, And from here, I set my start row and my end row. And one last thing that I forgot to do, I'm going to go back over to the mapper ribbon, and I'm going to go to that upload to SAP tab. And from here, I'm just going to utilize this dynamic formula dropdown, as I need to provide leading zeros for this particular field. So I'm just going to select add leading zeros. Process Runner automatically calculates the number of zeros that are necessary, so I don't have to fill in this length amount. So now I'm ready to run this. I'm going to go ahead now and hit the run button. Now I get this handy pop-up just letting me know that the process file needs to be saved before I execute it. So by clicking yes here, Process Runner is going to automatically prompt me for this save as. I'm just going to select the save as local, and I'm just going to save it in the default Innowera process files folder, so it'll be nice and easy for me to find later, but I could save it anywhere to my hard drive or network. Now again, I'm prompted to log into SAP. Just going to push the OK button now. And now the BAPI is executing, quickly writing the data on these customers to the Excel spreadsheet. I have the SAP success messaging writing here and the data writing to these other columns. This is my run log showing me the SAP time and total time to write to the Excel spreadsheet and the number of finished calls. Now if I pull up that spreadsheet here, there you can see that I was successfully able to download all of the data for these customers. This has been a quick overview of how to create a simple BAPI automation script. If you would like further information about working with BAPIs and how to utilize Process Runner, when you're in Process Runner, just go to the Help ribbon, and here we have direct links to our Process Runner Help website.